All right, have and have not fans. Now, basically, this is a question I don't feel like I've thoroughly answered. And I know I've been getting this question for a good 6+ months. Usually, whenever I'm doing a live stream, this question pops up. Jeremy, what's your favorite? Who's your favorite character? Who's the most attractive woman, and all this other stuff. But one question I hopefully can answer now is what season of the show is my favorite. I mean, it wasn't too long ago, maybe several days ago, when the Haves and Have Nots hit its fifth anniversary of being on TV for 5 years, guys. 2013 was 5 years ago, and that's when the show started. And to be fair, maybe this question isn't something I can say for certain won't change because the show is still on the air. Obviously, maybe by the time the show comes to a conclusive end, the answer to my the question, what is my favorite season, might change. But let me just say, from the time it aired to where we are now in the show, I would have to say that my favorite season of the Haves and Have Nots is without a doubt season 2. I feel like season 2 is my favorite season of the show. I'm going to be honest here. It was a tough call. I mean, it is a toss up between season 1 and season 2. I feel like season 1 was a great season for establishing the characters, building up the story, keeping us intrigued with the mystery. Season 2 was the piggyback of that because that added on a few new, not too many characters, which is a problem that I'm noticing in season 5. In 2018, we're not getting like 20 new characters. We're getting new characters sprinkled into the story where they're necessary. I'm talking like Maggie Day, Melissa, Michael, the grandfather of little Lizzie. I believe Pastor Waters was the pastor at the church that Hannah attends and was the preacher at Little Lizzie's funeral. He showed up at the hospital when Benny was in a coma, and also Little Lizzie when she was, on the operating table trying to be saved, but unfortunately passed away. We had Byron show up. He was the guy that was working for Jim to keep tabs on Hannah. Carlos, who was Jim's oldest son by Celine. If I'm not mistaken, Quincy and Warlock both showed up in season 2. Mama Rose, we had the Malones. You see what I'm seeing? There are just so many new. Sorry about that. This darn chair that I'm saving up for. Anyway, yeah, season 2, I feel like definitely kept the story going. Season 1 established the cast, and season 2. Let me just put it this way. There were a couple things about season 2 I didn't really like that much. I feel like the first half of the season was obviously focused. If I'm not mistaken, the first part of the season was from picking up where we left off with the hit and run that Wyatt committed up until the ending of the midway part of the season where Jim met Candace in the park at night and she got abducted by the Malones. So I feel like that, I could be wrong, but I feel like that was the mid-season finale, with the season finale being, the Amanda murder. Now, I feel like the first half of the season, this season, so I feel like Catherine Cryer took a back seat in season 2 because during the first half, it was like her being depressed about her son, committing murder and worried about him going to jail. And then from there, we had I guess you could say, the major friction between her and Hannah because Hannah turned her son in for the hit and run, which he did commit. And then their friendship was on the rocks. But then it picked up again when, Catherine paid the bill for Benny in the hospital. Basically, Catherine did everything she could, but at the same time, she didn't admit that her son hit Benny. It was like she paid the bill at the hospital and everything, but she just refused to tell the truth. And that was something that really didn't rub Hannah the right way. And I feel like that was maybe one of the weaker parts of the season, just in my opinion, because Catherine Cryer was such a major character during season 1 that it was kind of weird to see her in the back seat in season 2. But she came back around towards the end, which I did enjoy. And of course, Catherine always had her quips, and I really loved that about the character. Amanda, that's where we really saw a lot more of her and the spiraling effects of being raped by Cannon and not taking her medication, her stalking Cannon. My gosh, Amanda has some of her best looks in this season. Same with Candace. I think I even posted on the community tab that if I were to pick a season where Tinka Sumter looked her best, it was definitely season 2. Now, that's not to say that she's become less attractive. That is not the case. It's just like her classy demeanor and appearance. I love that more in season 2 than the, you know, pimp whore thing she has going on now in the current season. And I really like that. I mean, it really showed that she had control. Like, yeah, she promotes control and power and fear in this pimp outfit, but it's not what I like seeing her in personally. That's just my opinion. I mean, whatever. I mean, this is a video, is an opinion. I mean, I'm talking about my favorite season. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree that season 2 is their favorite season. Is it the best season? Well, I mean, in a way, I would probably say it's my favorite for a reason. I mean, the pacing was generally good. We got new characters who actually played consistent roles in the story. It wasn't like they were in the show one episode, then disappear for like 20, like, you know, certain other characters. Heck, I think Tony was still around in this season. That's where he found out that he wanted Benny's kidney and everything. So, yeah, season 2 was actually pretty good. You had Norman Hewins and what was his name? Donald, the guy that Jim said Wyatt hit in order to get him off the case. And then Norman Hewins was the guy that he had Mama Rose and Malone's tracked down to take the blame for Wyatt because he was a lookalike. So, yeah, it was actually some pretty... and Jennifer Salison made her appearance in that season. Yeah, season 2 was great. It was great. It introduced a new cast of characters who actually had important roles as the story went on. We even got a taste of the controlling nature of Veronica, not to the extent, the level of crazy that she's at now, but we got a glimpse into her controlling, manipulative, blackmailing side. And I think Landon even made his debut in season 2. So guys, I mean, season 2 for me was definitely one of the best seasons, if not the best. I mean, in terms of the weak parts, I feel like the finale was not that good at all. The season 2 finale was way too, I mean, it was just way too dragged out in places. I mean, I felt like we spent more time with Maggie and David at the bar than we did with the Amanda shooting thing, because the Amanda shooting, I remember the preview for that episode, and I'm iffy about whether or not I want to put the trailer in this video because I don't want to get marked for copyright and then I get demonetized and I lose money. But I'm going to put the trailer, if I do put the trailer in there, all credit to OWN. I mean, that's if I can find it, because it's probably buried within the archives of the OWN YouTube thing. But yeah, the creepy laugh that Amanda did scared me. And I mean, that's bad because I was like, what, 22 or 23 at the time. And I was literally creeped out by that laugh. It was like, and then she's running with the gun through the hallway. And I thought that episode was going to be fantastic. But then when we get to the actual episode, the first part is like, you know, Jim, David, Veronica, and Maggie are at the campaign office. Then they're at the house and Quincy shows up. Then things get interesting. And I think that everybody was shocked that when Veronica said that Melissa's Jeffrey's date, and everybody's like, they're thinking like, well, he's gay, isn't he? And then they spent too much time with Veronica, David, and Jeffrey by the pool talking about, you know, how David is fed up with Veronica and Jeffrey doesn't want him to fight and all this other crap. They spent way too much time on that rather than storylines I wanted to see. And then from there we had where Quincy beat Jim's ass. That was hilarious. And they're out in front of the house. And then out of nowhere, we're at the hotel with David and Maggie. And I think Hannah and Candace had like one scene in that entire finale. Benny wasn't even in there. Then Jim gets abducted. And that's it, the shooting. Oh yeah, I think at the beginning of the episode, that's when Celine and Jim have a falling out because Carlos, his son, just wants to get to know him, but Jim thinks it's all about money. But I think what really set season 2 apart from the rest is the mystery, because the biggest uproar was, did the Malones kill Candace when, you know, they shot her in the head, allegedly, but they shot right near her ear? Wow. Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, that really got the fan. This was when the show was at its height. Like, man, season 3 was good, but I feel like the whole Amanda thing, they just dragged that out way too long because she up and was announced as suicide, but I never bought that. And then it wasn't until the season before last when Jennifer said to David that she was doing a private investigation into seeing if the death was actually a murder. So, and we still don't even know any information about it. But when it came to Candace, it was like the next episode we found out, oh yeah, she's not dead. She just got shot near the ear. So that was pretty good. Basically, when it comes down to this, I feel like season 2 definitely had its ups, some downs, but I think it had a lot of ups. Season 1, great way of establishing the main cast, making us care for the characters. Not to mention it made me care about Jeffrey, because in season 1, I feel like myself and a lot of fans didn't like him. I challenge you, go online to like dailymotion.com or these other websites. I'm pretty sure you just type in the haves and the have-nots and find it somewhere. And look at some of those episodes, and Jeffrey was creepy as hell. That's all I'm saying. But he was like Justin in a way. He wasn't at the level of creepiness and obsessiveness that Justin is, but he was up there. And let me see what else. Yeah, I mean, I can go on and on, but I just wanted to make it short and sweet. 11 minutes. But let me know in the comment section below, what is your favorite season of the Haves and the Have-Nots and why? You can also tell me if there are some standout episodes. Like, I don't know, y'all might ask me to do a top 10 episode list. That will be incredibly hard because there are some episodes where 70% of it I don't like, but then 30% of it I do, and then you get I don't know. I might do one. Maybe I might have to do like a top 5 episodes of each season, because each season is about 20 plus episodes, so it wouldn't be cool to do a top 10. That would be a lot of nitpicking. So I think top 5 might be fair. So yeah, tell me in the comments, what is your favorite season of the Haves and the Have-Nots? Are you new to the channel? If so, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, because there are plenty of videos to keep you busy between episodes, and I'll talk to you soon.